In the early morning hours of September 12th, a quiet emergency room in Flagstaff, Arizona received a patient unlike any they'd ever seen. He walked in calmly, no injuries, no panic, yet he asked for help in a perfectly steady voice. "I think I'm not supposed to be here." The nurses asked for his ID, and that's where everything started. The ID, the man handed over a driver's license. It looked real, holograms worked, barcodes scanned, the picture matched his face. The problem was the state printed at the top, Columbia Territory, a U.S. state that doesn't exist. At first, the staff assumed it was fake, but the ID had all the correct federal formatting, the right security strip, even a real license number that pulled up a DMV-style profile when scanned. Name Evan Marlowe, age 34, address 1127, Beacon Ridge, Columbia Territory, USA. But when the computer tried to match the state code to the national database, it returned an error the staff had never seen, region not recognized. The stranger's story, when questioned, Evans seemed genuinely confused. He insisted Columbia Territory was real, a mid-Atlantic state not far from Virginia. He described its flag, its cities, its governor, even the coastline. He said he lived near Port Mason, a coastal city that, of course, does not exist on any American map. The more they questioned him, the more frustrated he became. "What are you talking about? I've lived there my whole life. Is this some kind of prank?" The map reaction. A doctor pulled out a map of the United States and asked Evan to show where he lived. His face went pale. The coastline he insisted should be there wasn't. The entire region he described was just ocean. Evan stepped back in shock, whispering, No, this isn't right. You're missing a whole state." He wasn't lying. He wasn't joking. He looked terrified. The security footage hospital security reviewed the footage of how he entered the building. He didn't come from the parking lot. He didn't come from the street. The camera showed him walking out of a maintenance hallway that had been locked for years and led nowhere except a sealed storage room. But when they opened that room, it was empty, covered in dust. Nobody had stepped inside for at least a decade. So how did he walk out of it? The fingerprints police were called. They ran Evan's fingerprints through the national system. What they found was impossible. His fingerprints did match a real person, but that person had died in 1996. A death certificate existed. A grave existed. A funeral had been held. And that person was a 6-year-old child, not a 34-year-old man. Yet the prints were an exact match, 100%. The final hours when officers returned to question him again, Evan was gone. Not escaped, not missing, gone. As in the security footage showed his body glitching, blurring, and then vanishing frame by frame. The last thing caught on camera was Evan staring directly into the lens and whispering something, "I'm going back." A split second later, he disappeared. Final scene, the twist later that night, staff found something strange on the floor where he vanished, a coin. Not American, not foreign. It bore a seal that read, Columbia Territory, STAP 1793. A place that does not exist on any map here, but perhaps exists on another.